But if he gets stage victory here and the time bonification is going to be more important.
Look, and as if he's listening to you, Sean, Chris Froome goes on the attack. Now this is turning the clock back to earlier in the season before his injuries, and he's absolutely sprinting away. Now Contador's not going to be too worried about this. He doesn't want it to get silly, especially if bonuses are factored in. He wants to hold the gap, but he won't be afraid of letting Chris Froome win this one today if he's got it within him. Chris Froome, well... You know, in the past he certainly has, and he's bridged over to Aru in very short order, 2.3 kilometres time. What's the response from Rodriguez and indeed Valverde now?
Well, I think Valverde is the one who was going to, lose out big time, but I think he's under pressure. Otherwise, he would react immediately to Chris Froome. But Contador, I don't think he will hang around for too long. With still over 2 kilometres to go, I'd be surprised if Contador doesn't put in a big attack on the next section where it does kick up a bit more difficult.
Little smack on the backside from Chris Froome to Aru saying, don't cut the corner because I'm coming through on the shortest way through here. And Valverde doesn't look like he can respond at the moment, because I think he would. He's not fearful of dragging Rodriguez into this. He's now worried that he's ceding second place overall. And Chris Froome, is he going to take a stage win on a day that was absolutely underscored as one for Valverde in the white combined jersey right there, and the other Spaniard, one of the other amongst the Spanish trio, Rodriguez. Well, here we go, looking at the inside, weaving all over the place, trying to avoid security personnel. And he's secure in his position and self-belief. Chris Froome has a look back, and it's him and Aru at the moment. And Contador knows that Valverde has to try and narrow this gap, and so once again Contador's got a bit of a free ride at the moment.
Yes, and I think Contador must be suffering a bit, otherwise he would have reacted immediately when Froome went away. He had a nice advantage in the general classification, but it looks like that he is just going to follow Contador, follow Valverde, and just leave him do all the work to close down this advantage. Will he put in an attack Contador? That is the question, but we're getting very close. Time is running out with Chris Froome riding up front, Aru taking a little bit of a turn on the front, but of course Aru, he's further down the general classification, and he knows that Froome is riding for the second place on the podium here, so he will just allow Froome to do most of the work.
Alejandro Valverde has flicked out the elbow, which tells you that he is not minded to do all the work on his own amongst that trio of Spaniards that are chasing on. The Italian Aru from Astana in the pale blue, and of course Chris Froome. Contador is now working, and he's working hard, and there are other riders that are coming up to join the fun right now, as you can see. It's Sammy Sanchez also trying to get engaged, but it's Valverde finally and Rodriguez that realise that maybe, and he's out of the saddle and back in it, Sean. He's not comfortable.
Well, I don't think anybody's very comfortable here. This section is a little bit more steeper again, and they're really pushing on. When you put in that attack, they're going already at a real fast pace, but to be able to put in that big attack, as we can see here, they're really pushing on, attacking each other. Rodriguez puts in an attack now, so there's a big battle between the three Spanish here, and they're just continuing on attacking each other. 9 seconds, so the gap is coming down 8 seconds at the moment. Will they continue doing this and close down our 2 men out front? We can see they've only got 50 metres of an advantage.
Well, 50 metres of an advantage, but it's going to go downhill in a moment, and then it's going to be about sprinting. Now Chris Froome has got a turn of pace, and he changes gear and just gets out of the saddle, looks down again, but he's looking to the horizon, and that is when Froome goes on the attack. Valverde trying to pick this up. He'd probably start amongst the favourites if it was a very select sprint, but Chris Froome's got a marginal advantage, and Valverde eases up and says to Contador, come on, it's your jersey that this gap is narrowing, but it's more than that. It's about second place on the podium and a stage win potentially for Chris Froome. It's Aru and Froome are on a downhill. He takes a big drink of the horizon behind him, as if to think, well, there's a gap, I could be able to use this. They're under the Flamme Rouge, and it looks like the winner is going to come from this duo, and the gap's extending, Sean.
Yes, we can see it is extended, but on the downhill, of course, it does look much greater. I think it's still around that 10 seconds, but we can see Contador is just rolling on the front here. Valverde is the one who wants to push on, but if you do that, well, then you're going to pay in the sprint, and it looks like it's going to be between the 2 men we have here. Aru is in the best position, certainly. He is just going to stay in Chris Froome's wheel and try and take him in the sprint.
Froome knows this. He also knows that he wants to win the stage. It's for about the seconds bonus as well, and he comes out the saddle, and he's going to get onto Aru's wheel. Aru, the young Italian, comes through. He took stage 11, and it looks like he might get this stage as well, and indeed he's going to. Aru victorious for Astana, punches the air, the young Italian. brilliant. Chris Froome comes across the line, and now we start to count back. Chris Froome given, I think, 1 second difference at the line, and this spins out to something. Oh my goodness! Valverde just gets the last bonus seconds, but I think he's given away 12 seconds in distance, plus of course a margin of difference when it comes to the bonuses. There we are, a huge toothy grin from Fabio Aru. Great job by him. Takes the stage. Chris Froome second, but crucially moves into second place in the overall standings, courtesy of the gap he posted on Alejandro Valverde on a day that was supposed to belong to Valverde or Rodriguez. Both of them got beaten, first of all by Aru, but more importantly, as far as the overall is concerned, by Christopher Froome.